Hello there, lovely people. Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Almost morning, 11 p.m. here. So I have already done one video today, but I felt like after walking and all that, I got an idea to do this video. As you can see from title, it's gonna be perfumers creations. Okay, all the perfumes are done by certain perfumers or companies, but today I want to talk about one of my favorite perfumers, who's the most famous, perhaps one of the most famous and renowned high-profile perfume, Alberto Morillas. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if it goes Alberto Morillas or Alberto Morillas, but I hear Alberto Morillas a lot more. So he has done some epic fragrances. He's the king of fresh perfumes. And let me tell you a few things before I start this. This is going to be 15 fragrance list, and I have plenty more than 15. Okay, so I tried to pick like one from each line that he does. For example, one Bvlgari line, one Calvin Klein. If I pick up, there are few flankers in that line, perhaps I like them a lot. So I'll tell you why I picked this ones particularly. And there are some fresh ones, and then there are also some dark ones. And there's also a lot more niche that he created. So I obviously do not own everything. Whatever I have in my collection, I pick from there. Okay, so I'll tell you a short story on each and why I picked them. The thing is, he is actually a Spanish perfumer, and as per Fragrantica, thank God, he was, I think, born in Spain in 1950. The information is acquired from there, and then he actually sort of moved to Switzerland, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Switzerland. Then he joined 1970. He joined, I think, Firmenich, which is an established like a company, or I don't know, industry company, I guess. Yeah, so he started doing fragrance called Mas de Cartier. I really wanted that, but I never can find it here. So whatever I'll show you here, I picked up for particular reason. Okay, and if you do not know by now, by any chance, that he is more renowned among young enthusiasts for making the office for him. Okay, so that's the 2-minute intro. Sorry about that. So let me go as per my uh, preference, like which one I like more, which one I like prefer a little bit more or less, like that. Okay, so there's one tie here, just a little bit cheating. Okay, so but anyway, let's start with this one. First fragrance I would like to show you is 212 NYC Men. Why say NYC? Why this just says 212 Men? I'm not going to like, even if you wanted me to make this video shorter, I wouldn't today, because this is storytelling. These are coming from certain emotions, right? A lot of perfumes here I really love. So this fragrance used to be called as 212 NYC Men, and then back in the days, the 200 ml bottles used to be this color, all the way painted. So newer ones you find with beautiful, I think, see-through bottle, which I prefer. You can see the beautiful blue juice, and this is that epic, strong magnetic cap you can easily pick up without any worry. Okay, so this thing right here I start with is, this is a very, very good performer of a fragrance. Okay, this thing really lasts a long time. It has some peppery quality. It has some, I think, grassy vetiver sort of feel. It's a fresh, kind of like a peppery green scent, which is very sporty. Back in the days, guys used it in the school, colleges, and it actually would cover the whole day, right? So first fragrance is this one. Still a classic, still sells a lot of I think flankers to it, but I start with this epic one, 212 Men by Carolina Herrera. So second one I'm going to show is Salvatore Ferragamo. You see, a lot of brands he worked for. Okay, one of the favorite line is for me is Acqua Essenziale. So there are 3, as far as I know. I have all 3 at the back. I picked this one up, the Colonia, for a reason. Colonia for me is that little bit different than the Acqua Essenziale and blue. The blue one is a little bit too sweet, and Acqua Essenziale for me, it's nice but not that incredible. This thing is very beautiful. This thing, when you wear it, is very classy. It's almost like Tom Ford style. And this thing actually also has the Acqua di Parma sort of feel. He made some fragrance for them as well, so there's definitely a signature of that, and it's very good performer. Acqua Essenziale, Colonia, very beautiful bottle. Okay, so number 13 I'm gonna go is another house that he worked for. It's called Moschino. Some people say Moschino. Moschino is wrong. Moschino, I think Italian designer perhaps. So this is called Fresh Couture. This perfume I know since 2016, and when I saw this one being launched or in the market, I immediately grabbed it, because this bottle really, and the juice color really captured my eye, because we used to use Windex, right, in Malaysia. I think it was not called Windex, but something like this. We used to use it for washing our glass doors, windows. So this thing really, like that Windex feel, is beautiful. But apart from that, they sort of are comical, like this brand, they sort of take it very lightly. and they sort of crack jokes. This is kind of like a joke of a bottle, but if you see the other bottles, Toy Tube, Toy Boy, I think there are few of the other ones, the bottles are all like over the top, but this thing really smells nice. And I think this fragrance is very fresh, sweet. And even though intended for women, I think men can easily use it. Very nice. I haven't used it for a while. Really love the way it smells, very fruity as well. And this is one of my favorite perfume for summer. This is called Fresh Couture by Moschino. Let me have some water, then I'll continue. Yeah, sorry, I had a kind of like late dinner, and then like perhaps I didn't have enough water. Sorry about that. So the next one I'm going to show you is a very high class fragrance. I think he also created the original of this. Perhaps I'm not quite sure, but this flanker I'm 100% sure. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense Purom EDP. Very long name, and this is one of the best, regarded as one of the best performers, just like the 212 NYC in the community for summer. Amazing fragrance. This thing is like oceanic blue juice, you can see, and this smells like pleasant, lot less peppered than the original light blue Purom, and I think this is more soothing and cooling, even though it is still not everybody's cup of tea, but it is masculine. So this fragrance lasts a very long time, 8 to 10 hours. That's what is one of their best sellers, I think, at this current moment. They have many other flankers, but this is my favorite in terms of all-round performance and all-rounding. All the facts considered, this is on their most like best releases ever. Alberto Morillas' creation, Light Blue Eau Intense for men. Next one is not as beast mode, but this is what he's regarded for. And this is the fragrance that made me do this list while I was watching one of the old videos of Mark. Mark, as in Robes 08, he's my fragrance guru. He inspired me to do this work. He started the fragrance community basically with his reviews. Crazy days, man. When I started, I could not stop watching his videos. This is Versace Purom. Many people would say Dylan Blue is his better creation. I definitely say it's a better performer, a lot more compliment garner, and at this point, this thing is reformulated many times, so is not as long lasting or potent. Dylan Blue is the real deal. Understood. But for me, something happened with this. I have a lot of stories with me, and this is one of those OG fragrances I always want to have in my collection. Just beautiful neroli, citrus, lemony, you can say like ozonic, aquatic, all those things. This is one of the best fragrance in my journey. Okay, so Versace Purom is one of my favorites. Next one, I would say something like neroli, but this is also very beautiful, longer lasting. This is called Mugler Cologne. And now I think the new version, which is also this called Come With Me or Fly Away, one of those. That one also done by Alberto Morillas. So I thought this fragrance would be like immortal, because this is similar to something like Creed's original vetiver, which is much more richer, much denser, and better fragrance, but way more expensive. But this thing now nobody talks about. Back in our time, this was the soapy Irish Spring soap. I absolutely love it. Today is nostalgic time. So Mugler Cologne, I put it in my list. It's just a beautiful bar of soap smell. Amazing fragrance. It's like so easy to wear. So if you like Ferrari Bright Neroli, you can also try this. Okay, Mugler Cologne, designer version of original vetiver by Creed. Next one, you'll be surprised actually, because I did not put the original. Okay, even the next one I didn't put the original. These are the flankers I picked. This is the House of Calvin Klein, and I picked CK All. And I knew he had to do this because he did CK1. I checked his whole profile, then I picked one by one, handpicked. CK All is one of my most favorite Calvin Klein perfume of all time. And in the designer side, one of the most pleasant summer days, easy to wear. If I staying indoors, even, in the AC room, this is beautiful performer as well, 4 to 5 hours, which is not case with CK. Calvin Klein CK1, kind of like headache inducing. I have it. I recently bought a 300 ml bottle, but I actually would like to have a lifetime supply of this. So I picked this over CK1. Much better fragrance, much less florals, less headache inducing, and really creamy. And they have this nice rhubarb note. Very beautiful fragrance. I just love it. Absolute beauty. Okay, CK All definitely is a must have. So the next one, this is where I cheated a little bit, and I would like to tell you why. The original of this fragrance line is this one. This is the fragrance that he is known for. It's called Acqua di Gio. This is his best creation, the biggest immortal creation. Everybody would say, yes, this is Alberto Morillas in a bottle. But at this current moment, I did try many of the flankers, and I do love almost all of them. But I had to pick two which are the best of the line. Okay, let me show you the first one, which is Essenza. I recently got it as a gift. This is very hard to find, so I'm not going to say hunt this down, but instead you can try this one, which is the best version of Acqua di Gio. This is called Parfum. So this is the 125 ml version. I'm yet to try the 100 ml, but that's a lot more expensive and less juice, which is really putting me off. This thing, it reminds me of all the Acqua di Gios in one bottle: Profumo, Profondo, Original, Essenza. If you want everything in a bottle with the beastly performance, this is the one to get. Okay, Acqua di Gio Parfum. So the last one I'm going to show you from the fresher side, then you enter officially the darker side, is this one. Obviously, this is going to make the list. Office for him. Some of you would not be happy, like, hey, this is a joke. Okay, this one has a lot of controversy because the way marketing was done, and buy one get one free, and the 200 something dollars, a lot of ups and downs and different bottle presentation. There are 3 or 4 batches of these different bottles. I happen to review the first bottle, the second one, and third, all 3, the transparent bottle of this. Okay, the first batch was not complete. They said the notes were not really balanced, so they made the second. So you find this bottle, the transparent bottle, like see-through bottle, that is the best version. This is also one of the beast mode performers. Like, I get amazing performance compliments. This thing can beat Aventus. Okay, I'm telling you, even just because you don't like Jeremy doesn't mean that you don't have to give it love. This is not a clone of Sauvage or Aventus, but it's a mix of a lot of his citruses, one of the best, and he used some materials in it which makes it last. So it's a simple fragrance. It's not supposed to be office worn, but I think this is one of his best creations in terms of longevity and compliment factors. Okay, so that's the last one for the freshies. Now let's enter the dark ones. So dark ones, the number 6 is the darkest of them all, I think, one of them, but it's not my most favorite fragrance of his, but I respect it. This one is discontinued. This fragrance, I wear it when I have the mood. Okay, it's one of the most toughest fragrance to wear, and hard to believe this is Alberto Morillas creation from Gucci. This is Gucci Guilty Absolute. I should get 150 ml backup because these are getting hard to find. This thing has the official Dettol, Savlon, that hospital, sort of like a war zone, that kind of a smell. Very, very daring scent. Leather, booze, man, definitely. But I know this scent, so I'm not gonna say I hate it. There's a vetiver perhaps as well. So this is a very tough fragrance, dry fragrance. Okay, and more you wear it, you see the beauty of it. So there's one version of this perfume which he used in Bvlgari, which is Bvlgari Man line. That's why I'm not picking that one. That one is very beautiful. It's called Bvlgari Man. This one. Sorry, I forget the name sometimes. This one, the Essence. Sorry, this is a lot more easy to wear. Like that one has, I think, probably grapefruit a lot. It's more easier, but the dry down is kind of similar to this. But I would say this is the more daring version of that. So the number 1 today is going to be the more wearable, beastly version of this one. Get that one if you can. Okay, but Gucci Guilty Absolute is definitely pure respect. So I don't know how he made that though. I mean, from his pattern, that one doesn't look like his cup of tea. There's one other Gucci fragrance I think he did in a niche side as a snake something. I don't have that. So number 5 is, I think, one of the biggest shock. You see this and you'll be like, why this one is here? Personal sentiments. Okay, this is from House of Givenchy, and I'm pretty sure many of you do not know that he created this Givenchy Puro. This is the good old days of fragrances. Okay, if I spray this, this smells so good. This smells so beautiful. And I thought about, should I put Bvlgari Man, the original, because that one has some pink pepper, that one has some oranges. This one also has some pepper, but citrus. But this actually feels like Spice Bomb's pretty cousin. This one, it's a little bit sweeter. This beautiful and very masculine scent. Does not last all day, but I just absolutely love this composition. If you love Spice Bomb, you need to check this out. This is one of his fresh, spicy category. Yeah, you can say it's a fragrance nostalgic smell. Okay, Givenchy Puro. So he also created the blue label, but I think this is better than that. So number 4, let's hit some of my favorite sweet fragrances. Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. Okay, and this fragrance, man, if you know, like, many people love many fragrances, many reviewers hype many fragrances, but I always look up to Mark what he says, because he's a sweet tooth person, sort of like he loves sweet perfumes, and he loves Lamal. He loves a lot of these sweet fragrances, boss bottled, okay, ultra male. But then I usually see that he trash this kind of fragrance. Like, he will take down these kind of sweetness. He'll be like, oh man, this is just too sweet. It's just same old, same old. But he actually gave it a very high remark. He has a small 50 ml bottle back in 2016. And I was so happy to see that he appreciated this. Okay, I really wish he does review of CK Reveal, which is a great fragrance also. I want to see what he says. This is the tiramisu, like a official warm, spicy, sweet fragrance, kind of like a coffee sort of smell as well. Beautiful, chocolatey, dry down. Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. I rate this as high as Valentino Uomo Intense. Okay, so this is one of my favorites for winter though. Oh, this is getting exciting. That's why I'm getting like worked up, you know. So next one is gonna be my Givenchy Pie. This is my favorite fragrance. Yeah, I did say I'm not gonna pick more than one from the line, but the house is okay. So I picked a few Salvatore, few I think Bulgaris. I don't know. I lost track anyway. So anyway, so Givenchy Pie. Okay, you need to know, if you never looked at this fragrance, one, this will be gone. Once this will be gone, people will hunt this down and pay $300, $400. Get it right now. That's how unique this is. That's how much this is worth. Okay, once Midnight in Paris, just simple example, Midnight in Paris, 25 pounds, nobody bought it. When this was gone, people went crazy for it. 200, 300 pounds people are spending just to get that bottle. This is such a this is such a fragrance. Okay, it's beautiful booziness, like sugary, I think there's a burnt sugar vanilla sort of smell. There's nothing like this in the market. Look at the bottle, you know. So this Alberto Morillas is one of the best creation. I respect this one a lot. I love this. Okay, so next, guys, I guess this is one of his best works any day, one of my signature scents. Got beaten by number one for a reason, I'll tell you. But this one, I think this is his best creation in terms of the smell. Okay, and this is called Bvlgari Man In Black. So the whole line, basically the new ones, even I don't know if the rain essence is created by him, but the previous ones, the glacial and the other ones like Neroli, whatever he in this line, he actually created them extreme original. So if you get the all blacks edition, it's just a better performer. But Men in Black in general, what a composition, you know. I always talk about this perfume. This is close to my heart, very close to my heart, and now it's 120, 150 bucks, you know, very hard to find. But I think this one, he did the most beautiful job on a perfume is this. Okay, that's where I'm gonna leave this. Okay, that's like number two. So the number one is the ultimate fragrance. Okay, and I think this is the most expensive fragrance in this list, because yeah, I mean, looking at them, if you pay retail, this is gonna cost as much as $350 to $400. Okay, and it's a designer brand. If there are two versions of this. Okay, the original one is something similar to Gucci Guilty Absolute and the Bulgari Terra Essence, which is called Philipp Plein No Limits. If that one I included in this list, this would be number 3 or 4. But its elder brother though, what monstrosity, man. This fragrance, I did not pay that $350, but I paid pretty high amount as well. This is called Philipp Plein The Skull, and that's my number one today. If you ask me, is it in terms of smell? In terms of smell, it's great, okay, but does not beat Bvlgari Man In Black. If Bvlgari Man In Black had this performance, this is unbelievable for performance. If you spray twice, front and back, you don't need to reapply. This is just the more, like 3 times more powerful than No Limits. Okay, if you like that one, you can get that one exact same smell, but this thing is just added performance, so much more oil. The day I sprayed it, you know, I thought of it like, should I get this bottle? This looks like a big daddy of Killian bottles, right, with the skull. And I can tell you one thing, I think it's 130 ml. Yeah, it's 125 ml. So you, yeah, pay a lot of money, but if you can get it for somewhere lucky, under $200, get it. You will not regret this. This is such a beautiful, stunning perfume. It has every single note to make it a signature scent. And I think this thing, the performance, added performance on the bottle makes it number one. Okay, so Philipp Plein The Skull, number one, Alberto Morillas creation in my collection. What are your favorite Alberto Morillas creations? Do you like this perfumer, or do you think he's doing too much miss than hit? I heard it somewhere like he does a lot more like, how to say, flop than hits, but I think he's all-star, like a perfumer. I mean, most of his like creations, I see them, I'm like, wow. Most of them, I think 85%, I love them. Okay, what do you think about this perfumer, and what do you think of the list? Okay, do let me know what you feel about his creation, and let me know his creation that you love. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. I'm just very happy I found out this topic to do. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for your patience if you come this far. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.